You want healthy, glowing skin, but with all the products, trends, and conflicting advice, it's hard to know what actually works. I understand. I am Dr. Tiina, a former cardiologist and specialist in the skincare development and cosmetic safety expert. I've spent years studying the science of skin. Welcome to Medder Beauty podcast, where we uncover what really matters, break down the science, and give you real expert-backed skincare advice. Whether you're looking to achieve radiant, healthy skin, curious about anti-aging, or want to understand what's really in your product, you are in the right place. Rooted in science and the truth about what your skin actually needs, we'll have in-depth conversations with leading dermatologists, medical experts, and skincare brand founders to bring you the latest innovations, evidence-based insights, and industry secrets that truly make a difference. We are so happy you are here. So let's go. Let's discuss about the unexpected aspect of the skin aging and skin functioning, the microcirculation in the skin. Why it is unexpected? Because in the 30 years of my practice and educational activity, I found that we don't speak enough about the microcirculation, and sometimes we don't speak at all about the microcirculation. Despite that microcirculation, it is the key to all processes in the skin. Why the microcirculation is so important for skin functioning? Because the circulation is important for all organs and systems. Do you think lungs or your kidneys or your liver will function without proper blood circulation? Probably not. And the skin is the largest human organ, which needs a lot of blood to maintain its function in all aspects. But what is interesting about the skin? We have different skin cells types in the skin, and we have different skin layers. We have epidermis, the superficial skin layer. In the middle, we have dermis, and finally, we have hypodermis, the cushion skin layers built from the fat tissue. And we have capillary system. We have blood circulating in two layers of three, because in the epidermis, we don't have any capillaries. We don't have any blood. The capillary system of the skin is located mostly in the dermis. We have two different plexus in the dermis. One is more superficial, another one is a little bit deeper. And the superficial plexus of the dermis nourish and clean up the basal layer of the epidermis. But if something affects epidermis only, you will never see the blood on the surface. If the ingredients penetrate into the epidermis only, it can never have any systemic action because it cannot be absorbed by the bloodstream because there are no bloodstream in the epidermis. So, if you interact with the superficial layers of the skin, you act locally. If you interact with the deeper layer of the skin, such as dermis or hypodermis, you act globally. You interact with the whole body system. How microcirculation works in the skin? We have generally two types of capillaries in the skin, plus lymphatic capillaries, the third type. First type of capillary, they are arterial capillary, what probably in your school books being painted by red. Why it is red? Because arterial blood is very rich of oxygen, it's rich of this nice, beautiful, shining red erythrocytes, and the color of the blood circulating is red. This arterial blood is enriched by the oxygen because it travels in the lungs. And when we breathe, we have an oxygen from the air, and this air going exactly in our blood system, and each of our cells in our body, including skin cells, needs this oxygen to function. Because without oxygen in the skin, your mitochondria, the small spot of energy in each of your skin cells, cannot produce the energy. So no oxygen, no life. But when this arterial blood with red skin cells travels around your body, it gives oxygen, and it became poor of oxygen and changed the color. It become blue. And this system called venous system. So we have venous capillary in the skin as well. And this venous blood is darker, is bluish, is not oxygenated, and the role of the venous blood is not to give, but to take off. So venous capillary, it is an eliminating system, and arterial capillary, it is the system which brings the oxygen and nourish cells. And obviously we need both of them. We need good balance between nourishing and between clearance and eliminating. And also we have the third type of capillary, lymphatic capillary. For some reason, lymphatic system, its beauticians and skin practitioners, they are much more familiar with lymphatic system, and they understand better the importance of lymphatic system than for blood capillary system, as I noticed. Lymphatic capillary system is also very important, but lymphatic system, it is a detox system for all organs, skin included. So we have detox system in lymphatic capillary. We have detox clearance system with venous capillary, and we have nourishing oxygenating system with red arterial capillary. But we have no special arterial red plexus or detoxifying lymphatic yellow plexus or clearance blue plexus for venous capillary. All of them, they work together. And what is funny, then arterial capillary and venous capillary, when they become really small, they just connect to each other. So arterial blood can be mixed up with venous blood as well. That's how it works. Also, what is important to keep in mind when they're speaking about skin functioning and skin aging, then capillary walls and capillary structure is a little bit different for arterial capillary and venous capillary. Arterial capillary system is much stronger. It has more of collagen, more of elastin in skin walls. So these capillaries are tightened, and they are very energetic, they are very elastic when they bring oxygen, when they bring all this nutrition to skin cells. It brings it energetically with the pressure. Venous capillary are softer. There are less of collagen, and there are different types of collagen in the capillary wall of capillary. Why we need it? Because they should be able to stretch. We need this stretching in case if we have excess of the water in the capillary system, and we need to eliminate this water. We need to bring it back to our heart when it will be reworked by our body system. I will not go to the cardiology. It will complicate things too much. So they not really changing the diameters. They can be slightly largened or slightly tightened, but venous capillary, they can change the diameters dramatically, as well as lymphatic capillary, which are even softer than venous capillary, because lymphatic system brings not only excess of the water, can not only eliminate the water volume, it eliminates the big molecules of proteins and lipids as well. Lymphatic system, it's a part of our immune system. So all they interact in the perfect balance in our young age and when we are healthy. And we see these perfect, beautiful skin colors. All of our skin cells, they have enough of nutrition, they have enough of oxygen, and all this excessive water and all these toxins, they are eliminated just naturally from all parts of the skin. But as you can guess, that's not all the time our body functions perfectly. Sometimes some part of our systems, they can be slightly unbalanced. We can get more of active circulation in the skin, and when that's arterial microcirculation, you will see how skin reddens, become pink or slightly red or even very red indeed. When you have too much of the liquid in the skin. When your venous system doesn't function properly, for example, the small valves in the venous valves, they are open too much, so the blood cannot travel properly to the heart, you see the largened capillary. And what is interesting about the venous system, first of all, arterial blood travels naturally by the strengthened capillary with the help of gravity forces. But venous blood, it travels not from the heart, it's traveled to the heart. So it's go against the pressure, it's going against the gravity forces. So it should be pumped to the heart more efficiently. And if for some reason the pump doesn't work properly, or these valves are open too large, we see this excessive volume largened venous capillary. And as they soften, and arterial capillaries and venous capillaries, they have very different structure. Venous capillaries, they are soft, and they have different types of collagen. The permeability is very different from arterial capillary. So the water can leak from the capillary in the intercapillary space, creating this puffiness, imbibing fat tissue and imbibing dermis tissue. Yes, it hydrates the skin, but in the same time, it can deform the face. And all the skin health is based on this delicate balance of oxygen and nutrition versus elimination, clearance, and the necessary volume of the water. If you have too much of water, if you have toxins just circulating slowly in your skin, as you can imagine, your skin aging will be accelerated and your soft tissue of the face will be changed because puffiness changes the face features very efficiently. If you have less of water, if you have less of oxygen, your skin is poor of nutrition, and when it's deficient in nutrition, it's become weak, thin, and dry. So the microcirculation defines not only the skin color, pale when you have too much venous blood, or red when you have too much of arterial blood. It defines your skin hydration. It defines your skin sebum production, and it defines the pattern and the whole characteristic of the visual facial aging. So how it works? As I mentioned, the arterial blood is very important for the skin. What happens when you don't have enough of oxygen in the skin and when your skin cells don't have enough of nutrition? When we are speaking about the nutrition, we are speaking about these necessary elements like small lipids, short-chain fatty acids, vitamins, minerals, and obviously amino acids. Starting from amino acid, if arterial capillary system doesn't bring enough of amino acid to your fibroblasts, fibroblasts cannot produce collagen, cannot produce elastin, because you cannot produce a protein structure without having enough of amino acids. And yes, your fibroblast can be young and active, but if your arterial capillary spasmed for some reason or press down and don't work properly, your fibroblast will not produce collagen, and your skin becomes thinner, weaker, and much less elastic, and low wrinkles. Also, if you don't have enough of oxygen and enough of nutrition, for example, cholesterol, you cannot produce enough of lipids to nourish the skin, to protect the skin surface, and most importantly, to hold the water molecules into the skin. When you don't have enough of lipids, when you don't have enough of sebum production, your skin becomes dry. And once again, it's produce wrinkles, and that will be different types of wrinkles. Superficial wrinkles, which we call crinkles, on the skin surface, chaotic, reflecting the skin dryness and discomfort. Also, it can really change the immune protection of the skin. And this dry, thin, aged, accelerated aging skin will be less protected and very probably sensitized, more irritated, constantly uncomfortable. And also it brings a higher risk of the hyperpigmentation. So you see, when your arterial capillaries don't work properly, it's not just words. If you don't have oxygen, if you don't have this nutrition to the skin, your skin will age not so gracefully and will age so much faster. Even if your skin cells are ready to function properly, it can happen even in the relatively young age. What is the main enemy of arterial capillary system? First of all, it is the smoking. Smoker's capillary suffers in the first place. They are spasmed very efficiently, so you will not get enough of oxygen, but also smoking itself, it damages the capillary walls and it breaks this capillary. So smoking is a very short pathway to the skin dryness, accelerated aging, and a very high risk of the hyperpigmentation. Another key enemy of the arterial capillary system, it is an air pollution. When you are exposed to the high level of the air pollution, it's exactly like smoking, it's kind of model of the air pollution. Fun fact, when we test skincare products aiming to reduce effect of air pollution on the skin, they are tested on the special skin models placed in the big cubes filled with tobacco smoke, because it's just exactly the same modeling. Also, the stress can lead to this reaction of arterial capillary spasm. It is an individual reaction to the stress amongst many people. Whole human population is divided to two different types. One type when it's exposed to the acute stress, react by the skin redness, and another type react to the spasm of arterial capillary and the skin became pale. If you are from this part of the population, when the skin became pale, under the stress, your skin will be prone to dryness and your skin will be prone to loss of elasticity and the skin thinness. If your skin reddens easily, you are from another part of the population for which another type of aging pattern will be more characteristic. So, if you are from these people, sometimes you're just genetically predisposed to this arterial capillary spasm. You will get very probably dry skin in your 30s, 40s, which will progress when you become older. Your skin will be thinner and your aging type will be so-called wrinkling type, not sagging type. Sagging is not your thing. But if you have enough of arterial microcirculation, if your arterial capillary system works properly, that's still another types of the capillary which can be exposed to different types of damage. And they are venous capillary. You can have enough of oxygen, you can have enough of everything in your skin, enough of nutritional substrate, but if your skin tissues, if your soft tissue of your face and body are not cleared off properly, if toxins are not eliminated from the intercellular space, from the intercapillary space, you are in danger. And also, as I mentioned previously, you are exposed to this water retention, to the puffiness. So when you have this venous type, which called atonic or hypotonic types of microcirculation damage, you will be exposed to the different aging pattern and your skin will react differently. This type of people, they have the tendency for the skin oiliness because you have enough of nutritional substrate and your sebum glands love it. They work properly, they produce enough of sebum and sometimes too much of sebums. So very probably your skin will not be dry. It will have the tendency for the oiliness and pores enlargement, sometimes until late age. What is interesting about the pore size, it doesn't change the whole life. In some situations and in some skin types and some ethnicities of the skin, it can stop to be enlarged. But in some skin types, it can be enlarged until the very old age. And that's how we see these elderly people, these very large pores on the face. Not everyone, but sometimes it happens. And it also related to the venous capillaries types of damage. And in these atonic types of damage, you will be exposed to different type of the facial aging, a different aging pattern, which is called sagging or deformational or gravity-leaded facial aging pattern of the skin. Why? Because the soft tissue become heavier. As step by step, day by day, you have new drops of this water leaking the venous capillary. This water stays in the soft tissue with proteins, with different kind of toxins which couldn't be eliminated properly. Your skin will become pale, sometimes grayish. Your pigment cells will react to this inner intoxication and will produce more of melanin, but this melanin will be disposed a little bit more deeply, so it will look slightly different. In the dry skin types, in the wrinkle type of aging, we see more located hyperpigmentation, like dark spots, senile lentigo. But in the deformational type of aging, in the oily skin, we see this bluish brown large zone of the hyperpigmentation. But also it will create different types of wrinkles. They are not superficial small wrinkles, they are deep lines and deep folds, nasolabial folds. They are a good example of them. And also in deformational type of aging, it's very typical when we see this lowering of the eye corner and mouth corner. So it creates this sad sagging types. And that's, this saying, oh, the gravity, you are merciless bitch. But actually, the gravity is rehabilitated. It's not guilty anymore. There've been some very interesting scientific study, believe me or not, in the space. They do a lot of study in the space with astronauts. And they discovered then the lack of gravity, because astronauts, they are exposed to the lack of gravity, right? And so gravity will not bring the soft tissue down because it's much lower. It doesn't impact the skin and all other organs so much. But it doesn't mean that the skin doesn't change. So for fibroblast, gravity, it is a healthy thing. The most important thing, it is the weight of the soft tissue, the amount of the water in the intercapillary space, in the intercellular space. When the skin, when the dermis and the fat tissue are overloaded with liquid, you will see these deformational types of aging. And some people, they are just lucky. They have a little bit of arterial damage in the skin in their older age because it is unavoidable. Our bodies start to change. And from the age of 55, 60 and later, this change often means some micro destruction. So when capillary are damaged, in some people that will be damaged more focused on the arterial capillary. In some people it will be focused more on venous capillaries. And in some people it will be a little bit here and a little bit there, compensating each other. And they are lucky people who age very gracefully and who stay young much longer, at least visually young, than most of us. And at this point, I think that everyone thinks about some friend who just doesn't age for some reason. And the reason why this friend doesn't age so much and why your other friend ages in the sagging types and third friend ages in wrinkling types, it is the microcirculation. So you see how important it is, how it defines the patterns of skin aging, the skin health, the functioning of pigment cells, the functioning of fibroblasts, so literally everything. Skin hydration, skin elasticity, skin pigmentation, skin sensitivity, everything is defined by the microcirculation system. And it is a good news because we can control capillary system better than many things in our body. We can help our capillary system stay healthy and balanced. When we see some patterns, when we see some genetic predisposition or visual signs of the prevalence of some capillary system damage, we can help. We have special treatments, we have special methods, we have skincare, we have active ingredients which can help us to eliminate more liquids, activate venous system functioning, or we have ingredients which can reactivate, re-energize the skin, activating the arterial microcirculation. And what is a good thing about the capillary system and the skin? It is very visual. And you know the capillary plexus are located in the dermis only. So if you apply something on the skin and your skin changes color, became pink, that's a sign that this ingredient is in the dermis. I believe that you've seen it many times. For example, with different kind of essential oils, many of them can activate arterial microcirculation in the skin. But unfortunately, almost all essential oils which are able to activate arterial microcirculation, they also have this irritating capacity. So we cannot use them on all types of the skin. But also we have this amazing ingredient which calls vitamin B3 or niacinamide. Niacinamide can interact with nitric exchange literally in the wall of the capillary. When it penetrates into the dermis level, and when you have enough of niacinamide, and this niacinamide is biologically active, it interacts with capillary network, largening arterial capillary almost immediately. With a good formula containing niacinamide, when you apply this product on the skin, you can see the skin becoming a little bit pinkish or a little bit reddening, like in 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes after the application. Actually, we use this phenomenon in our Medare formula, and especially in our professional treatments, because it oxygenates the skin immediately. It brings to skin cells a lot of nutritional elements, so we can be sure that we will get the maximum effect of all of our professional treatments. And also it helped us to obtain the maximum penetration of all active ingredients applied on the skin in 20 minutes frame after application of this biologically active niacinamide. That's why we call our treatments biofacials, because they are biologically active facials. Some formula and some skincare products based on the niacinamide, they don't have this ability. If you apply the niacinamide-based product on the skin and you don't see even slightest change of the skin color, very probably it's still brightening the skin, it's still very useful for the stimulation of fibroblasts. It can be very helpful in the long distance for the synthesis of ceramides. It can be efficient as an anti-acne ingredient because niacinamide is very universal, but probably it's not exactly what you need for your capillary activation. But niacinamide, it is an amazing ingredient which helps this dry wrinkling type of the skin, restores this physiological use in the skin, and get the new perspective for the skin active longevity, get this longer and happier life for skin cells and all structures in the skin. And what is amazing, after you apply this biologically active niacinamide on the skin, it interacts with arterial capillary, but 12-15 minutes later, it will interact with venous capillary as well. And it will strengthen the venous capillary, so it acts a little bit opposite as if you compare it with an action to arterial capillary. Arterial capillary will be slightly enlarged, so you'll get more of oxygen and nutrition. And venous capillary will be tightened, so they will be able to eliminate water and toxins more efficiently from the skin. So niacinamide, it is a really amazing and essential ingredients for microcirculation related age prevention. And actually, all types of aging are related to the microcirculation in our skin and in all other organs of the body. What we can use for the oxygenation of the skin as well. We can use different kind of biophysical treatments. We can use massage. We can use activation with light therapy, LED therapy, especially red light and infrared light also act as an oxygenating arterial capillary aiming treatments. So when the skin is dry, when the skin is wrinkled, pale, tired, and you see all the signs of fatigue, think about red light. And microcurrent therapy. Microcurrent therapy is also amazing for the stimulation, oxygenation, and energetic impact on the skin. But also we have special regimen of the microcurrent therapy, helping to eliminate toxin and helping to eliminate the excess of the water. So in the professional treatment, you can combine all of them. For example, you perform the mid-air biofacial, and you incorporate 20 minutes of light therapy in the facial, and you incorporate the microcurrent therapy of the facial, so you will act with your capillary system globally. If we're speaking about the venous system, you need ingredients and you need method which tightens the venous capillary, which increase the elasticity, and which helps to eliminate as much of the water from the intercapillary intercellular space as we can. And fortunately, we have a lot of capillary strengthening ingredients in the skincare formulations. And many of them, they have scientific evidence to work as we need them to work. The biggest star of this prescription is probably horse chestnut extract. The active substance of the horse chestnut extract called escin, and this escin is used for various vein treatment. It's used for different kind of capillary problem, even in the oral medication. And also we are using it in the topical prescription for body, but for the face as well. Another amazing ingredient which helps to eliminate excess of the water, it is a green tea extract, which strengthens capillary and also which reduce inflammation in the capillary walls. And unfortunately, venous capillaries, they are easily traumatized and they're exposed to the inflammation. So the green tea, it's a great addition to everyone who has this deformational sagging aging pattern or has excessive oiliness of the skin. Another ingredients will be Centella Asiatica extract, my personal favorite. Alongside with niacinamide, I love Centella. Centella is anti-inflammatory, Centella is capillary strengthening, it repairs the capillary wall, it's good for the arterial system, but it is especially good for venous capillaries and lymphatic capillaries, so it helps to eliminate toxins, so it's natural detoxifying elements in the skin. And also another ingredient, it is a caffeine. Caffeine can be derived from coffee, tea, mate, whatever. And caffeine is also capillary strengthening, but in the same time, it is oxygenating. So caffeine, it's another type of universal ingredients for your microcirculation system. What is great about niacinamide and caffeine, when you have caffeine in your skincare products formulation, it will be good for both patterns of aging, for wrinkled skin and for sagging skin. And it will be good for both types of sebum production. It's good for oily skin and it's good for the dry skin. Yes, they are absolutely magic. But the horse chestnut and the green tea and other capillary strengthening, eliminating, drainage ingredient, they are better for sagging aging types and for the oily skin types. Also for sagging skin types, I always recommend to use the microcurrent therapy. It works really well, but in professional treatments we're using special regimen, lymphatic drainage regimen, but it helps also reactivate the venous capillary system. But also you can use home devices with the microcurrent therapy. And to all customers with sagging aging types, always recommend to get a good microcurrent therapy device and to use it at home on the regular basis. Myself, I have the sagging type of aging. It is absolutely genetically predetermined. All women in my family, they are prone to this sagging. And also I have oily skin, and I am using microcurrent therapy every week and sometimes twice a week. My favorite, it is MyoLift 7 Wellness microcurrent therapy device, but probably you have your own favorite. Why not? It is really important. It is important for dry, wrinkled skin, but it is even more important for sagging aging type and for enlargement pores and oily skin as well. Obviously, if your skin types is compensating each other, if you have arterial and venous small damage in the same time, you are this witch who needs probably nothing, but I still recommend niacinamide and caffeine. And please remember that healthy microcirculation is located not only in the skin, we have capillary, we have blood circulation systems in all our body. So there are simple movement which helps you to reactivate your capillary system in the skin. This is called physical activity. Some types of physical activity, they help lymphatic systems, they have venous system to eliminate water more actively. And that's how works different types of stretching, yoga, Pilates, probably swimming. And some activity is more activating arterial types of microcirculation. For example, aerobic, energetic activity, dance, running, biking, everything which makes your skin looks pinkish and looks red. It will be good for you. So if you have these wrinkle skin types, if you have the tendency for the dry skin, you know what you do, you know what to choose in physical activity, and the same for the sagging types of aging. And also, once again, I remind you, the capillary system in our skin, it is the key for our aging process, but also it is the key for skincare activity in the skin. If skincare ingredients stays in the epidermis, it's nothing bad about it. We need these types of product. They are more protective. They can stimulate regeneration of the superficial skin layers. They can help to change the skin texture. They can help to change the skin appearance, because the skin appearance is defined by the optic of the skin, light absorption versus light reflection. So when you hydrate the skin properly, your skin will reflect more light and it will look more glowing. But if you want to really overcome your genetic destiny, if you want to have a key for your biological type of aging, you should go deeper. And when you go deeper, a lot of brands, a lot of products and devices in the aesthetic medicine, they are focusing on interaction with skin cells, especially in the fibroblasts. But if you don't address the microcirculation issue, you'll never be able to reactivate your fibroblasts properly. And if you're not thinking about the microcirculation addressing therapy, you are on the wrong way. you are on the way to the side effect and different kind of unwanted consequences of the treatment. Because microcirculation is affecting your skin functions in every little and big aspects of it, including skin regeneration, obviously. Without the proper microcirculation, your skin cannot regenerate. Your skin cannot respond to any types of the aggression. So think about it and share with me your thoughts. Please ask any questions. I know that even when we speak about the microcirculation with beauticians, with skin practitioners in masterclass and seminars, it's exciting because it helps you see all processes in the skin. It helps you see the skin aging and even body aging differently. And start to do something for your microcirculation system right now, today. And share with us what you did. Thank you for joining us today on the Matter Beauty podcast. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an expert skincare tip. Have a question or topic you'd like for me to cover? Send me a message at podcast@matterbeauty.com and let's keep the conversation going. Also, you can visit matterbeauty.com and discover Matter Skincare, which I created. And if you enjoyed the show, I'd love if you left a review. It helps others find the podcast and keeps us growing. Until next time, stay healthy, stay glowing, and take care of your skin.